All right. Here we go. It is time. I just need to help somebody check in and then we're good to go. All right. Let me try this real quick. Need to help someone check in. Trying to figure out if this is doable. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we can get it started right away. So let's just open up this database. I think someone, yeah, accidentally dropped. So if I just set this to 0. Then I put it back in. Then I restart the tournament. Hopefully everything works. Boy, the jank with this bot is real bad. I need to do like a code pass over it. Also, yeah, Kislev day today, people. It's Kislev day today. I just need the bot to start up properly and we can begin. Start. And the Goblins tournament has begun. Late check-ins. Welcome. Okay. Should work now. It doesn't. You'll have to stay dropped. Let me know what happens. Okay. We're up against Berserker first? Oh boy. Alright. Well, this should be fun. But yeah, as you can see, we're playing Kislev. Exciting. Hello, everybody. I see lots of messages. You guys doing good? Oh, yo. Diomed, hello. Johnny Ham. Vosgod, hello, hello. Just dopamining. Cesaro. Some secret busted builds. I kind of just want to play normal Kislev for once. That's the idea. Hoping you meet out of region. That'll be fun. Berserker's just trying to go random factions. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. He rolls Chaos. He rolls Skaven. And he rolls Corn. Interesting. Sure. I'll play versus Skaven. If he's offering it, I'll take it. The guy wants to practice factions. One Haunted Vale, how nice. Let's get the armor blocker up. There it is. And hopefully I don't get any lag today. I did change my settings a little bit, so I'm not as well lit as I was before, but my GPU will thank me greatly. Yeah, not SC maxing as Kislev for once. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe no. Actually, though, I need to practice more normal gameplay. Although Skaven do pretty well versus kind of your typical cav factions, cav infantry factions. So you gotta be a little careful. You gotta be a little wary, because Skaven have a lot of ways to kill infantry, man. And many ways to beat them up. So, yeah. like Giselles and such. Not very exciting, is it? I don't want to get shot up. So it could be a little sketchy. Maybe it goes totally fine though. Maybe Skaven are a mega jump change. I don't know. This is not a matchup I've played a lot. Should be fun. Let's see here. Spell wise, I could run me some of this. Just some basic, very basic kit. I have a decent loadout before me. Is this actually a bad matchup? Anti-leadership build. Miska's pretty nice versus Skaven, but I have a feeling this will either become a shooting match or like me trying to rush his face down. That's I think those are really the only directions this can end up going. Because realistically, what are you supposed to do as Skaven? You really don't have that many options. It's probably going to be some Giselles, some weapon teams, that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Do I want the Frostworm? Frostworm's just like really good in general, right? Do they have a lot of ways to snipe the beast? Like, yes, they do have a couple shenanigans, but let's just try it out. Very different matchup. Playing Kislev today will be really good for practicing my skills as a player. I'm ready, but is Berserker ready? I don't think them for a Skaven main, but I think they probably play it pretty decently. Obviously not Zarek's level, but gotta be a little careful. Cav maxing into Skaven Classic, yeah. Hey, nice, my little workaround worked. So yeah, I basically I just manually edited the database for my bot. Real jank, real jank. I need to I gotta fix that at some point. Do I have that written down as in my bot to do? Let's see here. Undrop player command. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Oh boy, he's ready. Berserker, ready for the fight. It's time. One day you'll play this game mode, but today's not the day. Do you play a lot of land battle, or do you just not play multiplayer in general? Sled Caterin? Dude, I wish Sled Caterin was a little more meta. Too many generic lords. Generic lord should be good if you're going for like a cheapo build. But they should not be like always there, you know? Like legendary lords, if they have a good niche, I think that's good. You know, then they'll see play situationally. But like, they just really don't feel that, do they? Alright, here you go. A normal intensity build. And by normal, I mean very strange intensity build. You usually don't see me go for this kind of strat. But I have a little Grom. We're gonna get some big flank shots. Cover 2 points with it. I'm gonna use some ambushers over here to maybe get some pot shots off. This is obviously gonna be a huge Skaven army. That's okay. Death Frost, because maybe he goes for a lord that is snipeable. Ice Maiden's Kiss, also very good. Triple Bear Rider Patriarch. They ain't Grail Knights, man. There's a reason why you see Grail Knights and not bears, unfortunately. Play a lot of land battle. Ah. On the Dutch team. Oh, very nice. Yo, that's pretty hype. I want to get into land battle. Now that I'll have more weekends free, I should actually be able to start playing them. Very exciting indeed. But alright, let's see. Am I gonna get Vermintided? This build doesn't really have anything special teched against Skaven. It's just kind of a bunch of nice stuff. We are going to see a Night Runner from the get-go. Okay. So little Grom can obviously just blast him. He's gonna... Oh, he's just gonna dodge a little bit. That's okay. Because we have this. Alley-oop. And that's gonna be pretty nice for us. So it's just a nice little early game pick. Just a little bit of damage, nothing too crazy. He chucks out some warp stars. Actually gets a lot of damage from that. Double Eshin Sorcerer with the warp star tech. Kind of crazy. Now most of my ambushers are doing okay though. We do get a bit of a rout. Very nice. I'm just gonna push them. See what I can get done. There are some weapon teams in the distance. And if he's just gonna warp star spam me, I'm just gonna try and deny his advantage here with all these guys. It's gonna be a little sketchy though. Are those fake? Those might very well be fake. He wouldn't be sacrificing them if they were real. So we're just gonna ignore him. Check out one of those spells. Very nice. Then we're gonna run down that weapon team in the distance. If we can kill them, I'm pretty happy. He should not have too many defenses for him either. There you go. He's gonna try summoning something over there. Some foul magics. Summons in some dogs. Interesting. Okay. They shouldn't do too well, I don't think. Ooh, and the Triads get blasted. That's nasty, man. Dude, you don't mess with the Griffin Legion. You do not mess with the Griffin Legion. That was nasty, that value on the Triads there. Though it ain't done just yet. We still have more Skaven to punch through. A lot of dogs coming in. The dogs are not very good though. I think he's overvaluing the dog units. And that may put him in a bad situation. We got all of our boys over here. Cooking them up pretty hard. Those are the real Triads. That's okay though. I have some magic. Some foul magic to shut them down. Very nice. And my front line is holding pretty well. Because we are Kislev. Overall, not too bad, actually. Lord took a little bit of damage, but we're doing okay. Some foul magics is still being brought in, but we're holding pretty well. Dog should be down for the count very soon. Nice, nice. Just have to be a little careful with my Lord. I think we can start mopping up all this here cavalry. Unfortunately, my Lord kind of got pinned down. I don't know what she's doing, man. But she should be able to escape. My infantry are still alive. Value-wise, we're doing okay. Very nice. That's a big charge. And some very nice routes across the board. Let's get some of this down. Just some magic. Very nice. Now, I assume his guys are going to come back soon, though. So I do need to send another unit of cavalry to shut down any Jezzails that come in. But my late game versus Skaven should be quite devastating. As, of course, Skaven are not the best versus late game Cav squads. We'll see, though. We have a lot to micro, and the value is still kind of close, admittedly. More cavalry. Infinity cavalry, actually. Here we go. Let's keep the little Grom shooting. He silences my Lord. Pretty scary. Okay. The value trading should go better and better for me as I get my Cav in here. Plus the Lord and all that. There you go. Pretty big charges.
Very well.
Lord has to be a little careful. That little assassin actually getting the work in.
The motherland's finest.
Gotta find those Jezzails, probably. I cannot afford to let the Jezzails hang out around me.
Kislev sends us forth.
That would be the end of me, but I believe they routed off the map. I think they were a little too injured. Very nice. There's also no sign of his lord, which is kind of weird. But so far, so good. Look at this. Yeah, we just got the Skaven rundown now. The Skaven bullying squads all around. Plus the infantry, of course, are really good. Them rat ogres did not do very well. They're getting blasted by the wee little groms. There we go. Let's get us around. How's the Lord doing? Pretty well. Yeah, this should be okay. A little sketchy, but it should be okay. I just have a little bit too much in the way of cavalry here and the like. If Skaven were a slightly better faction, we would have lost this. It was actually quite the tussle. But Skaven late game, man. Not enough, bro. Not enough. We'll see though. Maybe he's gonna pull out something crazy out of his pocket. Let's charge down the Triads. Those rat ogres are effectively dead. They're too low to be able to do anything. There you go, and that's the second point. And he is just slowly getting more and more behind now. Assassin Caster is now off the battlefield. And I think we managed to beat Berserk Skaven. How nice. Still very close game though. I think my killing of the Triad of the weapon teams was a little sketchy. If he summoned rat ogres instead of the doggos, it would have gone much better. And of course I killed half a Triad with a single unit of with one Griffin Legion charge. That was definitely more of a misplay than a big play on my end. But there's a triple cap now. And that means life's gonna be quite difficult for the Skaven. They're gonna have to pull back somehow, some way. Pretty nice. This is actually a solid game. Berserk plays a mean Skaven. Interesting that he still hasn't shown his lord though. So he must have spent a lot of money on a lord that's just hiding in the distance. We're gonna get a nice downhill charge here, by the way. Dodge the thingamabob. Huge. Oh my goodness, Triads, bro. Dude, they're getting cooked so hard, man. Dude, Skaven infantry really could use some loving. I feel like they should not be this bad. But right now, impact hits are way too painful for them. Way too painful. GG. Well played. That's gonna be a first win of the day. Hell yeah. That's gonna put us in a decent position. Immediately going up against Rogue AI next. Lil Grom did pretty well. I did kind of throw my ambushers. They took a lot of damage from the skirmishers. Yeah, they got a lot of value with their skirmishers and the Jezzails, but Gracier in the trees double Eshin Sorcerer. I guess he did spend most of his magic trying to shut these guys down. So it's not the end of the world. My magic could have been slightly more optimal too. I think Miska would be better at the end of the day. Even though the Lord Snipe is fun. Nice. Yo, Rogue AI next. Ooh. Very nice. The map is Glinty Toofs. I'm Kislev. We'll see what they decide to do against us. Yeah, maybe not a leadership buff. Maybe an entity buff. That would be kind of interesting. Just give all of their infantry more entities. They just need a little bit of mass to buffer the cav charges. They're like weirdly weak to cavalry charges. Late game Snickage play, dude. A late game Snickage would be crazy, but He's so expensive, you can't really go a 19 stack with him. And have the Jezzails and the double caster. Double caster was kind of nifty though. I like the warp star tech. Maybe you can kind of kite with that. Very interesting indeed. No Patriarch? Yeah, no Patriarch. I probably should have subbed one in as a tech piece, but it's okay. Slaanesh, Vampire Coast, and Lizardman. Well, Kislev can't really beat Coast. I'll play Slaanesh. Why not? Kislev versus Slaanesh. Ooh. It should be interesting. I think Kislev versus Slaanesh is a little bit of an odd one. This is Slaanesh Unbound, by the way. They have like no restrictions here. But being nigh unbreakable is generally pretty good for the Kislevites. And I think if I use that to my advantage, I don't really have to worry that much. Cataran doesn't have greater Arcane Conduit, right? Just in campaign. What a ripoff. Yeah, it should be interesting. Kislev versus Slaanesh. How do you do? Both sides are very hard to break, mind you. So, that's pretty funny. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll just take these two abilities. Dark Omen stream when? Some Malagor. I have not played Beastman in a long time. The thing is, there's a lot of factions. It would take me a month to go through all the factions. Kind of crazy when you think about it, but like, yeah, every month I can play the factions once. That's pretty bad, actually, in terms of practice. That'll set you back pretty hard. So I don't know exactly how much I like that, but you know, we're semi-retired from the hardcore tournament scene. I'm like half retired, so maybe it's totally fine and I don't gotta worry about it. Slaanesh, by the way, dervishes don't do that much versus Slaanesh, if I remember correctly. I think Hellstriders do well. It's like the heavy cavalry that's a lot more problematic. Like Griffin Legion are just magnificent here. Coast is great into Kislev. Yeah, Kislev can't kill Vampire Coast very well. They actually just don't have the shooting capabilities to kill Vampire Coast. And that's basically it. Yeah, they just they actually just can't shoot them to death. Vampire Coast is actually one of the strongest melee factions in the entire game. So if you look at a zombie deckhand at 250 gold, for the price, right? If you bring an equivalent amount of gold of deckhands against any other unit in melee, the deckhands like almost always win. We're talking like Wrathmonger levels of killing power. So, you know, you can try and cyclocharge them with cavalry, but they have halberds too. Which means the only way to break that cost effectiveness is by shooting them to death. But all of Kislev's ranged are fairly low DPS. They're all hybrid units. And obviously the more melee side of these guys, it's not going to be nearly as good. Right? You're kind of wasting money there. And that makes it where Kislev just kind of loses. You don't really have anything high sustain enough to win. You meant Warhammer Dark Omen? Oh, it's an RTS. Oh, I see. It's fine. There's a lot of Dark Omens. Yeah, in land battle, Vampire Coast can only bring 10 zombies. In Domination, they can effectively bring... Imagine if you were playing a land battle, but Vampire Coast could take 30 zombies. Do you think your ambushers would have enough ammunition to deal with that? But probably not. But in land battle, because you're dealing with, you know, a more limited pool, you can kind of trust that you'll have enough ammo. And everything will be fine. This is my build, by the way. You like it? I think it's pretty good. This is like what typically gives Slaanesh a little bit of trouble. Just a bunch of spears, bunch of range units. It's great. Got 2 Zargard, yeah. Zargard and other anti-infantry specialists are good versus Slaanesh. There's also, let's see here. There's a Pit of Shades caster with my Zargard. We got some Slangors, a couple more over here. Nothing too crazy. Just a few Slangors are not the end of the world. So I'm just gonna go ahead and capture this. Put on a little bit of pressure and just kind of chill, like... Could chill around here, but then I'll get flanked. So I think I play around this choke point. Ice Maiden's Kiss is pretty good versus Slangors. If he Melkoths as cavalry, it's inefficient, I'd say. And I think it's totally fine to just get another Zargard. The power of quantity is good. Question is, though, do I want to go for a Lord Snipe? This guy does not have a lot of HP. Deathfrost Overcast is 15 wins. That's because it just increases the range. So I'll just give him a little bit of a Deathfrost. Should be totally fine. And Slangors can't really punch through this business. Good dodging, though, from my opponent. But yeah, I'm telegraphing pretty hard that I want to Deathfrost him. Nothing wrong with that, though. We're just here to push him back, essentially. There shouldn't be anything stealthed over here that will brutalize me, right? Here we go. We're gonna make the weave. Then we're gonna hopefully be able to catch this guy. He got a little stuck on the infantry. That's gonna be pretty bad. Very nice. Now we get the more expensive cavalry since Melkoths has been chucked out. And what are you gonna do about these Furies, man? I don't know, man. Chaos Warrior Hell Scourges are really bad versus Zargard, so I don't think they'll do very well. Let's get them shots off real quick. Fun fact, Zargard are only 5 capture weight, despite being our most elite infantry. A shame, to be sure. But we'll manage. Okay, yeah, so he's just screening me right now. That's totally fine. Hellstriders are not a big deal at all. We're just getting into position. Don't want to break formation too hard here. Whoops. Got a few Hell Scourges on me. Oh, I'm gonna try and dodge that one. And we actually get a few of them escaping. That's good. Not bad, I'd say. And then I'm gonna get another Zargard. I'm telling you guys, Slaanesh hates when their infantry do not win in melee. So this will be quite nice for us. Couple Hellstriders are not a problem when you got this cavalry over here. And a few Furies. They're just gonna get blasted, aren't they? Wing Lancers versus Hellstriders? Are you kidding me? Talk about a value trade. And countercharge the Furies. Now they did get in there before I could get a good volley off on them. But this should still be more than enough. Let's do a little bit of kiting action on these Chaos Warriors. That's another spell cast on his Lord. Gonna be very rough for my dear opponent. And then when he's pushing in with the infantry, I'm going to get my Lancers over here on the flank side. And that should bully him pretty bad. Plus we already have the Zargard over here. Amazing. Very nice. There you go. More Lancers away, so you can see the flanking has begun. But Zongors are not going to do very well here. That's the issue. Shock damage overload time. Ooh, those Slongors. Not pretty at all, man. Not pretty at all. Jeez Louise, they got massacred. And this is why you don't play Slaanesh versus the Slaanesh main. I know the weaknesses in and out. This is just absolutely brutal right now. His Lord's gonna be dead soon. The Slongors in the distance, again massacred. Although I'm not undefeatable. I've lost to Slaanesh plenty of times. In fact, he might even go for a little bit of a Lord snipe here. Maybe he pulls it off, we'll see. Dude, he's getting no leverage though. This is a very bad fight for him. And once I get this point captured, there ain't no coming back. Ain't no coming back at all. Those Slongors are gonna die. You just have to kill them before they ramp up too hard. There we go. Oh, he captured this point. That's a little bit of a misplay on my end then. I do still manage to hold a point though, so we're okay. And I'll have a Death Frost in about 9 seconds. That's pretty good. He just slow me? He Melkoth'd me. What a guy. He chucked out the Melkoths. And now he's gonna kill my Lord. Or will they? I guess we'll see. Let's steal back this point. What I need right now is just time. Ooh, nasty charge from the Winged Lancers. It's gonna be brutal. Pleasure Seekers are good, but not when they're this outnumbered. Just gotta keep cycle charging with my cavalry. There we go, and yes, indeed. You guys are doing well. I will say the armor is a little bit more annoying than I thought it would be. Just gonna pull back here and let the Zargard kill off the Furies. That should be a pretty fun play. Pleasure Seekers are looking pretty messed up. His Lord is running for the hills, by the way. That's really bad. And we got the double cap just in time to win on 2 points. So I don't need to get another one. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Aura farming equals a win. What's going on in chat? I was very focused on the game. I don't want to lose to Slaanesh. GG. A solid win. Gee, very nice. This guy did not do much. Zargard, very good. You can't cast that many Pit of Shades so quickly. So the Zargard are always just gonna cut through his Chaos Warriors. You can see how badly they did. Like, Slongors are good. Slongors and Chaos Warriors are good, but when you always take them, when it's the only thing you ever see when you play against Slaanesh, you can just counter them. It's fine. Furies didn't do very well. That was a solid match. That went positively exquisite. My archers just had the greatest time of their lives. Just a build difference here. Well, obviously my build was great against this. But like, what would you go as Slaanesh here to beat this? There's a few options. So like, here, let's take a look. Let's say I'm playing as Slaanesh, right? You know, you could go for a lot of Marauders and overwhelm the range units. Hellstriders are not good. Right, you can't really take them. Maybe you can run some Fiends against the Kislev cavalry, but it's going to be scary no matter what. I think you can just try trading out with Seekers as your best option. Exalted Demonettes die to my spell casting. You can't really do much there. Forsaken are probably your best bet. I think Forsaken are your best bet, but they still die to the Zargard. If you can kind of sneak your way around, it's not as bad, but there's going to be a lot of cavalry in your way. Lash Warriors, are they any better versus armor? A long time ago, they got a little bit of AP damage. Nothing crazy, though. Now he can beat me when I'm playing as Slaanesh. That is true. Although at this day and age, I wouldn't play Slaanesh versus a lot of factions. There's a few that are just kind of tricksy. You can try to go for the capture point play though, which is typically pretty nice. Slaanesh chariots are garbage. Yeah, if you think Slaanesh chariots are good, you gotta... The only way you can convince me is by signing up for a tournament and winning with Slaanesh chariots. Congrats on the move. Thank you. Yeah, new setup. Huge. Wider Marauders and Fiends. Marauders get massacred by the cavalry though. And they still take a lot of damage from the archers. But I think it's probably a better... It's a better setup than what they had. The thing is, like, you're not going to win the frontline fight. It's weird, but Slaanesh can't beat Zargard unless they're chucking out all their magic on them. And then if you do that, the cavalry is going to win their fights. Pleasure Seekers are okay. They're nothing crazy here, though. It's a little tricksy. It's a little tricksy. I think Slaanesh still has a lot of teeth, don't get me wrong. But, yeah. It's not great. Triple Chosen. Triple Chosen's pretty spicy. Do they beat Zargard? New purpose in life. Yeah, get that chariot meta back, man. We need your chariot meta. It's been a while. Maybe even a balanced meta. That would be hype. Build up, use Fiends for frontline fight, and summon out Cav to fight my Cav. So the question is, does Slaanesh Cav win against Kislev Cav? I don't think they do. My Lancers were trading into Pleasure Seekers, though I was microing a little better. I was getting better charges. But like, okay, let's say you have the maximum number of Fiends. You have 3 Fiends. And nothing else is going to uptrade into Lancers unless you overwhelm with Seekers. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. The archers can also be shooting into the Cav fights if Kislev positions well. I think you can probably do a little bit of a build-up. I think there's definitely play there. But there's a lot more traps for Slaanesh than there is for Kislev. What's your least favorite race in multiplayer? Ooh, might be Nurgle. The faction, or dwarves actually. Basically, 0 agency factions. So those kind of factions, most of the time, unless you're really good at playing them, you're basically just skill checking your opponent. You're saying, hey, are you good enough to deal with this puzzle I have presented to you? And you can get better as a player, but you don't actually perform that much better. And that a lot of that is Nurgle, right? Like Nurgle, really, the skill ceiling's probably one of the lowest in the entire game, just because everything's so slow. Now, composition and building wise, they have as much room as any other faction, but there's just really not a lot going on. A lot of it is decision making, and they can win tournaments, but that doesn't mean I like them. Not surprising. Yeah, I think, well, a lot of people love Nurgle. Just because of how much of an underdog they are. I did love dwarves back in Warhammer 2. That's how I got into the Warhammer scene, the Warhammer multiplayer scene. But yeah, they just have so little agency nowadays. But, you know, there's some cool range stuff you could do. Danican was dabbling with them. Maybe they're not that bad. Nurgle punishes too much micro. If you're tempted into taking their faster units, it can be pretty bad. Because I'm such a high mobility enjoyer, yeah. Though Nurgle is faster than a lot of factions. Look at the speed of this build. Forsaken 46, Pestigor's 38. There's factions that are slower than Nurgle. It's just that even though their infantry's a bit faster, their cavalry's not very quick. So you're still gonna run into issues there. Let's see, is there anyone else? There's a lot of factions that are just weak, and I don't like them because I lose when I play as them. But they're not actually bad thematically. I think Nurgle thematically does not speak to me in the slightest. Let's see here. Is there a faction that's like, if it's good, I wouldn't like learning them? Weirdly, I don't know if that's Demons of Chaos. I think Demons of Chaos, if they were good, I would enjoy them. Lots of shenanigans, lots of speed. They're just really weak. So I really don't like playing as them. But like thematically, they're fine. Chaos Dwarves are kind of cool. Dwarves, if they were stronger and your guns and your slayers could cook, I think that'd be hype. Which are the weakest? At the highest level, it really is Nurgle and Dwarves are pretty uncommon. Sometimes counterpicks. I did lose to Nurgle in one of the grand finals, so... You know, if they are the weakest, they're actually not that far behind. But typically speaking, you'll see them less in the super spicy tournaments. Okay, just double checking my bot, making sure there's no errors. I pushed out a new update recently, and that's always very scary. The bot might just implode on itself. We've been waiting for a game for a little bit too. I think we're waiting between Chosen, Michael, Exul, Ponty once they finish their matches. Then we'll be ready to go. If I can't win with them, they're bad factions. Honestly, here's the thing. If anyone like starts crushing me with factions, I very much like just stealing their playstyle. But I've never been like consistently crushed with the Nurgs. Tomb Kings, however, you know, they seem pretty good. Dwarves are supposed to have much better infantry. Yeah. Well, like, dwarves are supposed to be super grindy. Their infantry is supposed to win eventually. Longbeards have some insane melee defense values for the price, so they're 700 gold. Let's compare them to Grand Cathay Jade Warriors. So, yeah, Longbeards are basically Jade Warriors with permanent harmony. But they don't got no armor piercing. They don't got no anti-large. They do have a lower entity count, so they're stronger against magic from entity count and stronger because of spell resist. They're also immune to psychology, and they encourage. Not to mention 100 armor and more HP. More leadership. Honestly, you give Longbeards to any roster, I think they'd be quite sick. Longbeards are kind of insane. Even miners are kind of crazy, man. 325 gold unit. Let's compare miners to a unit of similar price. Let's say some Clan Rat Spears. They do have that 80 armor. They got the Vanguard. Clan Rat Spears do have much better stats, though. The melee defense is a lot better. They have more HP. Leadership of 68, though, is crazy. So the cheapest Dwarven infantry unit has 8 more leadership than state troops. Leadership-wise, they're really good, so they'll actually stick around for a while. Yeah, the stats aren't that crazy though. It really is just the armor. But armor can be very useful. Artillery bounce tech. I think if we gave Ironbreakers artillery bounce, it would not change anything. Ironbreakers are... They don't even die to artillery most of the time in domination. You know, it'd be a nifty thing. Like, it'd be cool. And it would be helpful in some circumstances. But... yeah, if you brought Ironbreakers into artillery, unless they're really blocking, like, all the shots, it's gonna be bad. How good is the artillery bounce, though? Let's say a cannon actually does 0 damage to Ironbreakers. Does that change the meta? Like, you're not gonna use them versus Slaanesh, right? Although, some people do, actually, but... not for the artillery bounce. Yeah, I don't think it would change anything. You just don't run Ironbreakers versus artillery factions. That's insane. Wait, yo, these guys have 20 more entities? That's crazy. Nurgling's kind of sick. Borg assimilating my opponents. That's how you power learn. That's how you do. What about greenskins? What about greenskins? They're hype. They've been absolutely useless since game 1. Who? Hammerers? Oh boy, yeah, hammerers. Yeah, CA made it so that they had splash attacks and no one noticed. Some people were like, whoa, there's some shenanigans I can do with splash attacks. And then promptly stop using them. And by stopped, I mean continue to not use them. That was kind of sad. I think if you gave hammerers, like... just give them +10/+10 stats and see what happens. Just make them like one of the strongest melee units ever. Because they're already going to get shot to death most of the time. Look at that armor, right? It's 100. It's not that crazy, actually. They cost 1,200, bro. Okay, you know what? Make hammers cost 1,000. Give them a bit of a melee stat boost. At least make it where dwarves can win the melee grind. I feel like dwarves should be able to win a melee grind, but really slowly. That way, like, if it's pure infantry on infantry, dwarves will win. Because they should have some best of class infantry on the level of Khorne. Maybe even better because they trade out their speed for armor. And then... well, yeah, and then that way, like, other factions have to bring, like, chariots, monsters, you know, everything that the dwarves don't have to beat their super elite infantry. Although lore-wise, are Ironbreakers supposed to actually be better than, like, Wrathmongers? Are Nurgling's Ironbreakers lore-wise stronger than Chosen of Khorne? They should probably be stronger than, like, the Bringers of Beguilement, though. I think dwarven infantry should just be super insane. Although, like, I guess they do already technically win. They really do just get abused by, like, all the mobility. Armor and spell resist don't matter if you do no damage. They actually do pretty decent damage. So let's take a Longbeard, for example. 30 melee attack, 32 weapon strength. A Longbeard hits about as hard as Bearman. 7 armor piercing. Yeah. They do about the same as Bearman. Bearman's kind of a holding unit, though. Let's take a look at Berserkers. Berserkers have a lot more damage. Let's take a look at Marauder Champions. Marauder Champions have a lot more damage. It's not like no damage, though. I don't think anyone's like, man, Bearmen do no damage. Here's the thing, though. Bearmen are way better. You get 3,000 more HP on a discount. Sure, there's a bit less melee defense, but Yeah, they're basically just discount longbeards with more HP. Don't mention armor, man. The HP is their armor. Yeah, Marauder champions cost 1,000. Don't worry, I got you, Volpara. We were dwarves for the 5th time. I think some cost reductions would be fine enough. You could also make the guns a little spicier. They're supposed to have some of the best guns in the universe. Just make the Thunderers a little stronger. I don't know. Maybe, trying to think, how would you make dwarves a good faction without, like, making them more cheesy? So you obviously don't want them to skew super hard. I think you should give Slayers more mass. I think Slayer should have 200 mass. Why are they at 160, bro? Slayers have, like, the same mass as Dwarven Miners. That's kind of embarrassing. Aren't they supposed to be really good at dragging down large targets? That would probably be the best thing, because the factions that beat dwarves are the ones that can ignore the Slayers and just rampage through their lines. But if they actually have a proper holding unit, you're suddenly way better off. I think Skaven also need a high mass source. But instead of like high mass, just buff Warp Grinder so that they can actually... Buff Warp Grinder so they can do this properly. And then you're good. Like all these infantry factions, it's the same problem. High mass, just running them down. Or like, I don't know, just give spears more mass innately. They have 1,000, or they have 100. These guys have 100. If you give spear units higher mass, or maybe higher mass when bracing, that would be pretty cool. I think that could potentially save these factions. They kind of have Rat Ogres. Give them Rat Ogre variants, alright? Rat Ogre great weapons would single-handedly save the faction. You know, Skaven players would totally just... They would murder with Rat Ogre great weapons, okay? It doesn't have to be great weapons, but whatever the Skaven variant is. Rat Ogres with big clubs. I don't know. Mutant. We already have mutant Rat Ogres, but you know what I mean, right? If they just made it where you can bring more than 4 Rat Ogres, that would already be way better. Because the poor Skaven, they're stuck summoning in dogs, man. They're spamming dog units. Storm Fiends. Yeah, just give it another 50 years. Tell Chimbambu, please. I've tried swaying multiplayer balance. It's honestly so much work. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, man. I'm gonna focus on making YouTube videos. Actually, though, it's gonna be streaming 5 days a week, focusing on editing videos the rest of the time. If I'm lucky, I might be able to hire some help, by the way. So if you have been asking me to put out multiplayer specific content, I might do some second channel business where I just spam videos. I could totally just spam videos there. And then, yeah, just cover like a ton of multiplayer stuff. It's gonna be low effort, but if I have someone helping me out, it doesn't actually burn that much of my time and I can still focus on editing. Have you been waiting for 20 minutes? No new match? Yeah, I think because I'm top bracket right now, the only people I can queue into are playing. I think outer region, you're out of my queue range. Last video did crazy numbers. It did. 0.3 million. Crazy, man. I'll need to, I definitely need to make more of that. That is actually a career in the making. Like, I can legitimately say I make a full-time income off of YouTube if I can do that on the reg. But those type of videos take a lot of work. A lot of editing, a lot of, like, just getting the story just right. so that it's interesting to people who do not watch Warhammer. We did learn in the 500 move speed mod that bracing does actually give units a lot more mass, yeah. But I feel like for spears it could be a bit more. You're out of my Q range is such a nice sounding burn. It's let's see here. Okay, that is pretty funny. I'm just stating facts though. Outer region is scary, man. Although it would be nice to play against them. Banger games, yeah, dude. The thing is, I need to like have enough streams where we can actually have some sick stories to tell, turn into videos. First things first, though, I just want to have my regular streaming schedule back. We're gonna have the second channel to hopefully draw in more people to watch the stream. So it's gonna be an entire separate channel that is specifically to get people interested in Warhammer and to get a more dedicated audience. And the edited videos are just there to reach a much wider audience. And then hopefully sponsors and such. I did get contacted by a few names that you guys probably already heard of. But because I only have one video that did well, they're not actually giving me that great offers. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling it out. For anyone who's against sponsors, by the way, I can give you a pretty easy trade-off, right? I've done the math, because I know there's a lot of people that just don't like sponsors. People are more used to it nowadays, but, you know, especially some... Like, I'm not going to promote any gambling or anything. I do have lines that I've drawn out. But a lot of sponsors, they would make me enough to produce videos at 2 or 3 times the rate that I am currently. So it's either one video a month, no sponsors, or like 2 or 3 videos a month with sponsors. I'm pretty sure people would appreciate that. As long as it's not something extremely degenerate. But it would literally let me hire editors. The dream. Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, they don't pay out much anymore, do they? Hey Ponty, finally. Yo, what's the plan? The Dark Elves, hell yeah. That was a long wait, man. That was a very long wait. They're playing Dark Elves, I'm playing Kislev, and the map is the Creeping Swamp. Hell yeah, here we go. My eyes dry. Ponty had a build yesterday with Foot Hellebron. Oh, you think they're gonna run it today? Foot Hellebron sounds kind of wild, don't it? Let's see here. If I'm playing versus the Dark Elves, how do I want to do this? They have a lot of fast, scary infantry. I kind of need to like break them. I need to break their lines very quickly. There are some shenanigans I can do though. Like this is kind of hilarious. You know what? Okay, yeah. Let's try some shenanigans. Why not? Light shenanigans. I think I'm still going to go for a more or less normal build. But I can't pass this up, man. This is too fun not to do. This is just too exquisite. Dark Elves are a decently strong faction, but far from indestructible. I have some very nifty magic. We shall give them no quarter. I guess they could have Cold One Knights. Does anyone know if things in the woods beat Cold One Knights? Can I like overwhelm them? Don't mention the bears. Don't you dare mention the bears. Cold One Knights are kind of slow though. They're kind of slow. So I think I can just overwhelm them. Dark Elves can sort of armor max. It's weird. I feel like my build might be weak to armor max. Yeah, this build has a few flaws. It has a few flaws to it. We'll see. Elemental Bear, please. Dude, it's not strong enough. If I was playing against someone like totally new, an Elemental Bear would still be very risky. Foot Hellebon versus Counts. Dang. Dark Elves should win cavalry exchanges against Kislev. When their passive is triggered, Dark Rider should beat Dervishes, and Cold One Knight should beat my Lancers. But they're much slower. That's their main weakness. So I brought Mrs. Stanky. That's how you do formations on the quick, by the way. You hit control and down is how I did that. Then you can't go for a loose formation. Make it a little bit more difficult for them to tell which is a spear unit and which isn't. But the flanks have spears. I'm going to use this tree line here. Makes it... maybe not. Because I'm ranged. If it's an infantry push, that tree line is quite bad for me. I'll just go for a central position controlling these 2 points. And I'm going to try and bait them in with the Malediction Madness. And I also have Forbidden Fens, which is a cavalry speed boost, which will hopefully let my cavalry just completely punch through his face. This one's height. It also slows him down, too. It's actually a pretty nifty spell. Blocker moment. Whoops. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Panic over. So my blocker is... my monitors are flipped right now, okay? Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. We're good, but not cooked. It's flipped. So where I usually look for where the blocker is, that's where chat is. And where I... Thank you for mentioning, though. I wouldn't have noticed otherwise. But yeah. And where chat used to be is where my screen is. So, like, I'm just not looking. I'm just not seeing it where it usually is. Got a bear launcher, by the way. This thing does 1,000,000 damage. Just don't waste it. Some blackguard, some bolt fiends. Nothing too crazy. If I bear launch into these blackguard, do they how does that do? I don't know. And are we going to see a build-up from my opponent? One good build-up could be pretty nasty. Okay, bear launcher range is kind of far. I haven't played with Mother Estankia much, so I don't actually know her abilities super well. We're gonna try it though. What are you doing? Trying to fireball me or something? Wow, okay. Moving targets are a no-go. That's pretty rough. Interesting. Oh, Mother Estankia has insane resistances. Fireball still hurts though, it turns out. But yeah, I brought the missile resist. She has 35%. So she doesn't take that much damage. And do I want to kill this guy for 16 winds of magic? That's not very worth, is it? Maybe I can get the Hydra though. Maybe I can get the Hydra. You know what? I'm gonna go double Snow Leopard. It's kind of a weird play, but I think it could be quite cool. It's gonna run with this guy. If he positions incorrectly, I just get a free Hydra kill. You gotta remember, I have a sneaky rampage here. Yeah, I think we just go for it, man. Now, he's also going for it. There they go. Fireball hits. Not too bad, though. Oh, crap, it's chasing my cavalry. It's a little awkward. I was kind of hoping it would run into my infantry here. That's actually quite awkward indeed. Can I get the net off? Oh boy, the misplays and a half. Dude, that was a bad play. We misplayed. Thankfully, I will be able to dodge the burning head. So that's not too bad. A full whiffed burning head is quite nice for me, actually. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Very nice. We're just gonna net this one down. We're gonna blast the infantry to smithereens. Gonna forbidden fens my cavalry so that they just absolutely annihilate the poor dark elf infantry corps. And I just gotta route them off one at a time. There's a lot of units that are lagging behind right now. That is kind of screwing them over really bad. Forbidden fens is real nasty, by the way, on Kislev cavalry. Very, very nasty indeed. There we go, another one bites the dust. I imagine a burning head is coming out soon though, so I have to be a little careful. Do I have a net for this? No, I do not. But I should be able to just pivot and shoot. I'll use the cavalry to kill the range units. That's a little bit more cost efficient. Dude, that one blackguard in the distance though is actually throwing the game. Very nice. Very nice. Do I have a net? 38 seconds. It's gonna be a hot minute. He summons in some crossbows though. I don't think that's a great play. He's gonna get that burning head. I was unprepared for it. Still don't have that net. Double unfortunate. But I do get a pretty nice collapse on all of them. All of them ranged folks. Very nice. We got another route over there. Also very nice. Can we route off the big Hydra maybe? I'm actually just kind of ignoring them right now. Ooh, that's a good net. Very good net for me. And the passive triggers, but the Hydra just routed. Huge, absolutely huge. Very, very nice. The question is, can I get the bear launcher on these blackguard now that they're not moving? I do have to chase off all the Hydras and such, but that's doable. We do still have the capture points. Bear launcher lanes, not a crazy amount of damage though, unfortunately. But I think he has too much range now. We have quite the range advantage, I feel. Another burning head gets chucked out. Just have to be a little careful about it. Don't want to take too much damage. Whoop. Pull back. Pull back to safety, my man. Here we go. And another Hydra should be biting the dust very soon. Kind of a nifty battle, though. Value tracker says it's actually in my opponent's advantage, but it doesn't feel that way. I think we are doing pretty good for ourselves here. Especially composition-wise. If he was spamming Dark Riders right now, I think this would be much worse. If he kills Mother Sankhya, that could be really bad. But as long as Mother Sankhya lives, we're good. Okay, there we go. Cold One Knights are completely dead now, and I can start pressuring the range units again. Hydra heals. Kind of spooky. That's gonna be a nasty burning head. Those guys can't dodge, but these ones can. Okay. Let's just get that speed boost and just run down all of those guys. That should be good. It's super important that I chase off this Hydra, by the way. If it comes back, it could actually ruin my day. Get him, mobility. Dude, the mobility. Doing very good. Lots of deeps.
Slay them! Sons of Kislev,
Mother Stankia with the big cav charge too. Hell yeah.
wing the lancers!
Okay, not too bad. Dude, this game's actually kind of close though. Do I still have the ambushers? Ah, but they're out of nets. Very sad. How's Mother Stankia doing? She's doing okay. Gonna chuck out this spell on them. Make it a little harder for them to do stuff. Okay, and they're gonna charge into my archers there. I don't know if that was actually better for my opponent. I don't know if I actually helped them make a play by accident. But yeah, let's just try this. Get more charges. This Hydra is almost off the battlefield, and that'll free up some cavalry. Gonna get another snow leopard. What's this guy gonna do? Chase off this? I don't know if the late game is gonna go super badly for me. I think that's what I'm most worried about. If the late game don't go well, I am in trouble. But given that this Hydra's almost dead, I think we'll be relatively okay. Mother Stankia will live. Snow leopards actually do quite a bit of anti-large damage to the Cold One Knights. There you go. Okay, one Hydra bites the dust. We're good. Took a million years, but they're finally dead. So this is gonna come down to cavalry plays then. Just gonna slow these guys down. Mother Stankia should live. She does have that sick Kislevite leadership to keep her going. There you go. Lots of units are routing near her, which will help her out. Ah, but a big old missile spell is going to end her. Unless I can body block with the cavalry. Oh, what a save! And they catch it. Huge. Oh my gosh, a cavalry body block. Amazing. Well, that's gonna be rough for him then. Huzzah, dude, that was such a sick play from the cav. What a mega save. Jeez Louise. Alright, now I just need to use my superior Kislevite cavalry mobility and hunt down that lord and get vengeance for her bullying Mother Stankia for so long. Get down, Mr. President. Let's check out the fens. Let's chase them down. This lady is getting pretty beat up. She's staggered. There you go. Unfortunately, my cavalry's kind of leashing back awkwardly, but I still have one that's getting through, and that's all I really need. What a fight, though. This was a fun one. This was a very fun one. Nice to see the double Hydra making me sweat a little bit this time. Snow Leopard gonna jump that Lord. Get a little bit of a nibblins. But Kislevite cavalry is insane. And another single entity bites the dust. I just gotta kill off this Hydra. I kind of let them completely heal cap. Ooh, Mother Stankia, you gotta be careful, lady. Oh, crap. The hero Blackguard. I can't believe it. It's okay, I'm Kislev. Kislev does not actually care about leadership, it turns out. So, we're actually totally fine. That was pretty funny, though. He did finally get Mother Stankia. Fireball is a missile spell, yes. It is considered a missile. It is blocked by missile resist. All that kind of business. But yeah, if I get the double cap now, it's pretty done for. I could resummon a lord, maybe. Is it needed much? Nah, I should be fine. I think if I just stick with my mobility here, we're good. This one Blackguard can only be in so many locations at once. So if I just play my cards right, it's gonna be pretty rough. And look at this. Big old rear charge. Whoop. Yeah, he doesn't want to get pulled into that trap, but it means that his infantry is going to get brutalized now. Look at the snow leopards. Snow leopards cooking. Dude, that Lord's being hunted so hard. Kind of nice to see. Blackguard will be able to capture this point rather quickly, though. I have to be a little careful.
March for Kislev!
But another Griffin Legion has arrived. I could resummon Mother Asenkia too.
Wing the Lancers!
But I think I really want that mobility advantage. There we go. And it's a bloody massacre. Very nice. A little sketchy. But yeah, honestly, I think if he got the summons in a little more tight, if they just had slightly better summons, I actually would have lost this. But like, all these ranged skirmishers are not really going to do super well here. I think this is a bait. I think he's trying to bait me into a bad fight. Yeah, I don't want to fight this. Seems like a terrible idea. I'm just gonna resummon Mother Asenkia and get the bear launcher back. Get some cavalry on these guys. We still win on our relatively low capture points. Just a 2 cap, but that's enough. Blackguard are in the middle. They want to be able to bounce around, which makes a lot of sense. We're gonna see some Cold One Knights get caught up. They will be slowed by the Snow Leopards and charged by the things in the woods. And we're just gonna raw Griffin Legion charge into these Cold One Knights. I don't know if they got a good counter charge there. That looked pretty bad for them. Okay. And Blackguard trying to save the day. Just gonna push him back. Impact damage looking pretty good. Just have to make sure I don't drag them onto the point accidentally. I think I did. And Griffin Legion actually traded pretty solidly there. Very nice. And that's actually gonna be a Cold One Knight kill. Hell yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, the hill. The hill is just deleting these poor Blackguard, man. And once again, Mother Asenkia back, my things in the woods will hold a lot better. Let's just keep up the shenanigans. I don't know if getting Mother Asenkia back is a misplay. It may very well be. As long as I stop the Blackguard from ever getting on this point, though, we're good. And then I just hold this one. I think getting Mother Asenkia back was a little bit of a misplay, I'm not gonna lie. I just kind of wanted her back. Are the Blackguard gonna be able to hold this, though? They're not braced, man. Dude. Oh, no. Dude, the Blackguard. It's a bloody massacre. They're all dead. That's pretty rough. Dude, you don't mess around with Kislev cavalry. There's a spell. There's the rundown. They're a little too fast. So they catch basically everything. Bear launcher is active. And now we are at the point where a single capture wins us the game. Flaming Sword drops. There it is. It's not going to be enough, though. Had to do some pretty crazy shenanigans to win this, though. I will say Ponty plays a mean Dark Elves. But my cavalry control was just a little bit too much, wasn't it? Just a little bit too much. I love how the Blackguard killed Asenkia, though. That was kind of funny. Dude, Kislev cavalry's nasty, though. Griffin Legion just straight up killing the dudes. Just straight into Cold One Knights. Quite impressive, I must say. Quite impressive indeed. Blackguard were kind of nifty. I like them. But that's going to be it. GG. Very nice. Another win under our belt. Kislev, not a bad faction. Not as dominating as I would want them to be, but still a good faction. Real scrap. Yeah. GG. Ooh. Yeah, my range units stayed around for quite some time. The Burning Heads were good, but barely not enough to win it. I feel like the Hydras could have gone more breath attacks. They didn't get that much value, but they soaked up like infinity ammo. Blackguard did pretty good for themselves. I did not have the build to kill Blackguard. I was hoping the Bear Launcher would do it on Mother Estankia. And I didn't really get good rampages either. That was more for like a kite build with Scourge Runners. Fireballing her was interesting. It actually kind of worked. Ah, they only had 3 Cold One Knights. A 4th Cold One Knight instead of the repeater crossbows would have saved them. Look at how little Valley they got. But I think Ponty was really worried about my single entity max build. That's why the crossbows are here. Honestly, cut this Cold One Chariot, and then you don't have to summon the crossbows. You get more Cold One Knights, and it's over, man. They totally could have won this. It's just how the reserves played out. My reserves are super good for the late game. High mobility cavalry, cleanup crew, very focused. And it gave me that slight advantage I needed to get the win. Glorious Charge is, yes, one of the best traits in the entire game. Super good for the lower leadership factions. Kislev Cavalry is some of the best in the entire game. Whew. SEAL Team Nagarond. Yeah, there were a few situations. Oh, you want the tutorial on how to get the zoom? I think it's how zoom. Does it only work on Twitch or YouTube? Let me see if it works on Twitch. I should have a bot that messages a link when I type ! how zoom. There it is. Good job, Nightbot. Have a cookie. Yeah, if you want to know how to zoom out in the same way I do, it's not a mod. It's a hidden game setting that does it. Very strange, I know, but that's how it be. Your Empire with Griffin Legion would suddenly just skyrocket because they have better infantry than Kislev. That would be bonkers. Oh, Caradox playing Wood Elves. I'd love to play Wood Elves. Oh, Outer Region's playing Coast. Dude, if I face Outer Region, insta loss. I have to get some crazy shenanigans to beat him. Dude, what is Kislev supposed to do versus Coast? Like, obviously the archer spam is the typical for Coast, but it's not going to be nearly as good here. Is there like some hidden tech to beat Coast? Extended roster spider hatchlings? What if you Cav Max Vampire Coast? Do you guys think Cav Max can do it? There's a chance. There's a non-zero chance they take the wrong build and Cav Max just completely brutalizes them. I'm gonna need some really good surrounds though. What else is there? Not much. Elemental Bear. Does it have magic attacks? It does. It can kill Silostra people. Huge. Let's see. Is there like magic? I guess I could use Miska. Miska's not bad. The wind spell is not bad. Is there anything I can use to kill Silostra like over and over again? Because yeah, normal archer builds just don't beat Coast. You need like high elf archers before it starts working. Or the cheap Empire archers. Coast isn't that hard for Kislev IMO. Yeah, tell that to Zarx who got dumpstered by my Vampire Coast. Or is it Vampire Counts? Like, I don't know. If 2 top tier players are facing off and it's just a completely one-sided slaughter, you know, maybe they just didn't have the right build. Which, you know, it didn't look like the greatest build. I think they went for Ice Guard. But like, I don't know, man. Look, if Zarx can't figure it out, how can we trust YouTube chat? Nothing against YouTube chat. I'm just saying, though. You know, I'm just saying, I might rate Zarx better than you guys. But who knows? Maybe the meta shifted. I do trust chat in being able to keep track of meta changes more than me. You are the Kraken King, though. I used to be. I'm an ex-Kraken King. Very important distinction. Yeah, I know Vampire counts destroy Kislev. Vampire Coast, I'm pretty sure it's pretty hard too, but guess we'll see. That hurt a bit. Like, when there's only like 2 people better than Zarek, so I can say stuff like that. It's okay. I'm sure he's been cooking, though. You think he's been, like, mega cooking? You know, maybe you're one of the 2. I did not say the 2 people that I think are better than Zarex. Maybe it's YouTube chat and Twitch chat. I'll leave that open for homework. You guys can discover yourself. Yeah, maybe a few credentials, maybe like a handful. Although honestly, Chosen and Berserk are looking pretty mean. If I had to put 2 people that are in like top tier shape right now, I think Chosen and Berserk are probably some of the scariest players, and they're all-rounders too. They play land battle. I think if Turn was to host a grand finals today, Chosen and Berserk would I would put my money on them if I were a gambling man. Twitch versus YouTube chat plays Total War. There's a like widget you can get where you guys can click on the screen and it shows me where people are clicking the most. I could do that to have you choose units. Sorry for the loud sounds, by the way. Hopefully it's not too loud. At least it's not blaring sirens, am I right? Just have to have something worse to compare it to. It'll make all your woes go away. Chat Wars tournament would be a banger. But who would pilot it, though? We would need, like, Meaty Dangler to pilot the Twitch side. Someone from YouTube. Just get Outer Region. Outer Region shows up sometimes. How hard can we skew it? Who's the best player? Zarix goes to YouTube, actually. So, technically, YouTube is better than Twitch, if we assume Zarix is better than YouTube and Twitch. I think I've seen Danican, too, actually, will go on YouTube instead of Twitch. That's some YouTube supremacy right there. Kind of miss the ambulance memes. Don't worry, they still show up. We still have sirens. It's just more infrequent. It's like a little special surprise. All right, so it looks like Caradoc and Outer Region. When their game finishes, I'll come up next. Man, being top of the bracket, man, I'm not queuing into anybody. Yo, I gotta be careful. If I do too well, then if I do too well, then people will not have 3 wins, which is a qualification for top 4. And then what? I do actually need a command, by the way. I have more bot commands I gotta program. I need a command that increases everyone's wins by 1, so that the top 4 properly goes off. Dude, it's so... My spaghetti code is already worse than CA's. That's bad, man. That's real bad. Double mortar sled versus Vampire Coast. Kislev doesn't have mortar sleds. They only have cannon sleds and gun sleds. Only Empire got the wagon sleds. But yeah, Kislev so far seemed pretty good. There are some crazy strats you can do with Forbidden Fens, by the way, if you ever do want a Cav Rush. You get a vigor increase, a speed increase, strider, and unspottable. Makes the cavalry absolutely terrifying. Makes the impact damage absurd, because it kind of hits that tipping point. Honestly, would be very tempted to try it versus Skaven. Because the Bretonnian Cav Max versus Skaven is equally hilarious. Lil Grom is fired indirectly? What do you mean by that? Me and Zarx are probably top 2 overall. Yeah, I really don't know. So Danican is like half retired. Zarx is pretty strong, but I haven't seen them in a while. Meanwhile, Chosen and Berserk have been hard grinding it like crazy the past little bit. They've just been like full sweat grinding it down. And I think like when you really are grinding and getting practice partners every day, that's when you kind of start dominating. The scene hasn't had like some super sweaty players for a while. It's mostly been people that are just kind of casually playing. In theory, I should not be winning grand finals, right? Like I'm not full sweat. If I was full sweat, I would be training with my clan mates like the good old days. I'm still playing a lot, so like easily, you know, top 10 with the level I'm playing, but I would not, you know, if this was Warhammer 2, I wouldn't have been able to make it to grand finals. So now that we actually have people hard grinding, this is Siren. Now that we have people hard grinding, now we know what's up. You're gonna have people that are just dodging shots perfectly for the whole game, right? You're gonna have some units just stop working, like mortars, because the dodging is too good. You should get back into playing multiplayer too. It's still fun. It's actually a fairly balanced meta. I remember the Warhammer 2 days when it was just green skin central. Greenskin meta lasted like a year and a half, was it? It lasted about as long as our current Slaanesh meta, but it was stronger. Very annoying indeed. So it looks like I'll be facing either Caradoc or Turtle's army. Matches have been so slow today though. But I'm basically guaranteed top 4, so we can kind of sit back and relax. The good old days. Hey, you're not Meaty Dangler. We got a second greenskin enjoyer. Yeah, anyone think I can make the Golden Knight Neriska work? Look at them. So they're a 55-55 statted unit. They lack armor piercing though, so not Archaon. They're Archaon with the pool noodle. Lots of speed, lots of leadership. Honestly, give them armor piercing, and you have a pretty nasty single entity. Shielded, high armor, decent HP. Not 7k. 7k is the sweet spot. Immune to flanking. Immune to flanking's OP, right? You can give immune to flanking to everyone. For the low cost of all your money. That's a leadership melee attack boost. They can silence in 35 meters, and they have the cannot move ability. Honestly, give them armor piercing, and suddenly I think they're actually pretty solid. If you compare them to Karnak, Karnak's very similar, right? Oh, look at this guy. Karnak also doesn't have armor piercing? You're kidding me. Wait, are they just Karnak but slower? Karnak has the net though, which is really important. Karnak does have that net and yeah, effective +5 melee attack and frenzy. They're also cheaper, they're faster. Yeah, Golden Knight's gonna need a few buffs before they become Karnak tier. Built-in Glorious Charge is kind of funny though. But yeah, I think they need to be like 100, 200 gold cheaper and maybe a little bit more armor piercing. You don't know who they are? You don't know who the Golden Knight is? The one, the unit that is only taken to sometimes counter Dreadmaws, but not really? Put the Golden Knight as a foot lord? Ah, yes, 1,000 gold foot lords. We love 1,000 gold foot lords here, don't we? Just like this guy. If you think the Golden Knight on foot is good, your mind's gonna be blasted, man. When you see Belagar Ironhammer, look at that. Cheaper across the board and better stats across the board. Holy crap, I think we found the best unit in the game. Belagar Ironhammer on foot, people. Feast your eyes. He even has more armor piercing damage. Jeez Louise. Truly unstoppable. And it's Caradoc, hell yeah. Alright, I'm just memeing. I'm just memeing. Yo, yo. I do think there's almost a spot for foot lords in land battle, but in domination they get countered too hard. You think if you could field 10 Belagars, honestly, if you only summon Belagar for the whole battle, that would actually kind of be really hard to kill. Because then you get that Belagar density going, right? The problem is you can only take one. So he just watches the entire army die. Cursed Oasis. Yeah, Belagar kind of just watches as his friends die around him. But if it's all Belagar all the way down, well, not so much of a problem then. Thanes too, man. Thanes too. That is why we have the limit, though, because that was quite the abusive strategy back in the day. So we're up against Wood Elves. Very fun. The Wood Elves are honestly not that bad. Wood Elves are pretty chill. I got some crazy shenanigans coming in. Sure, let's do this. Let's take, what do I want? All of this. Yeah, Wood Elves is gonna die, man. Druzina. Is this double sniping character? I feel like there's like almost no foot lords in this game that do well. Admittedly, there are a few that are pretty hype, but most of the time they just don't do well. It's kind of sad. Okay, let's have some fun with the woodies. Let us have some fun. I think you guys can guess my build from just a mile away. But that doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna do it anyways. Because I'm a crazy man. Honestly, snow leopards are kind of cool supplemental cavalry. They're kind of nifty. Take one of these. Take a couple of these. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty solid. Maybe I even want one of these. Okay, how does this build feel? Kind of weird, kind of fun. Exactly what I like. If we lose this, we still make it to top 4. So honestly, this is just to kick Caradoc out of the tournament. Either that or... Well, Caradoc's probably going to make it anyways. I think this ends up being a fairly low stakes battle. Because they also have 3 wins. the Z in Truzina is pronounced like G. Mirage. Drugina. Oh, Drugina. I see. Something like that? All dwarven lords are technically foot lords. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? The one mounted... Actually, no, there's two mounted dwarf lords. There's Thorgrim. Now, you could say they're foot lords, but that's like saying a horse is on foot, so it's not cavalry. No, you got a guy riding a guy, okay? Pigback riders are cavalry. So, yeah, there you go. Now, are they fast? No. But, nifty? Technically not a foot lord? Yes. Their mounts are other dwarves. Look, it's a living being on top of a living being. Is that enough? Is piggyback riding cavalry? This really is just our pigback riders cavalry. Pigback riders, I believe in the game files, are actually labeled as cavalry. Let me double check. I must know. Units. Select race. The Ogre Kingdoms. Spear infantry. God dang it. No. No. Oh. My dream. So that means Thorgrim is just freaking axe infantry. Oh my goodness, that's a ripoff. Alright, never mind. You guys win. So that means that Thorgrim is not cavalry. Can we count him as monstrous infantry? I feel like it's getting there. Just a bunch of dwarves and a blob swinging axes at you. Alright, armor blocker down. Hope you guys are ready. Who would have guessed? Inticity wants to do a Cav Max. I know, I am as surprised as you are. So this is a Mother Astankia supplemented Cav Max. With my favorite spell, the Forbidden Fens. Ready? I got the Forbidden Fens. We got the Witch Brew in case we see a lot of spears. And the idea is, with the Speed Max, we actually can just punch through most of the infantry. Surprise Pikachu face. Yeah, I know. It's insane. So obviously we're gonna summon in our Wing Lancers and Griffin Legion. Get some dervishes in there. Yes, stinky Cav Max. I think Witch Brew and Forbidden Fens can get a lot of work done. They're not spells that anyone else really uses, but the amount of damage that they add to your cavalry is crazy. Like, we're talking actually almost double damage on the charge. Assuming it's a perfect charge. You're not always gonna get a perfect charge, but yeah. Yeah, 3 cats. Apparently their unit limit is 3. For some odd reason. It's an Orion. And some Wraiths of the Frozen Heart. Okay. Well, let's just not take damage for free. That seems terrible. We're just gonna go over here. Just gonna capture this point. Orion dies to the Snow Leopards. It's pretty great. Look at that, 360. Orion got a big 360 range, don't he? But yeah, if they just if they don't respect the Cav Max, this is too many archers. I'm telling you guys right now, they should not disrespect the Cav Max. It's coming for them, man. All right, we got ginormous, fat Kislev flank coming in. I don't even care about this point anymore. I'm here to just end them. This is too much cavalry to summon cavalry to defend against. And then we're gonna have some guys going through the middle here too. Defensive formation acquired. Yeah, let's just get it done. I'll get that Griffin Legion soon. Here comes Mother Estankia. Check out this. Gonna dodge it. And we're gonna see the first summon of the day. Just some some normie dudes. This is basically as good as it gets though. Let's get it in. Let's get it in there. Plow through. Plow through. And so the Wood Elves cease to exist. Yeah, see, that's why this spell is sick. That was pretty hype, right? You see the crazy amount of damage it did? It's absurd. Alright? It's just... I'm too fast. He can't even catch me with the spells. Dude, what a bloody massacre. Everything's dying, bro. Oh, my goodness. And that is why you don't take range units versus Anticity. It turns out your boy has way too much fun doing this, and I'm not going to stop doing it until people punish me for it, right? Like, it's just... Obviously, this is a really bad matchup for Kislev 2. I mean, for the Widdies, it's not a great matchup for them. Dude, we just wiped the floor with them, man. There's nothing left. All right, splitsies. We got the fens, and he's gone. Great success. Oh, that was a fun match. All right. That was the fastest one yet. And that's how the Widow civilization fell. Dude, you don't take 4 archers. You gotta get the Zolt max or something, man. Range maxing is meta. Warhammer 2 days. More like it. Oh my goodness. Dude, that charge was truly glorious. Oh man, that felt good, man. That felt good. Oh man. Love to see it. Didn't even get the snow leopards in. How'd Mother Sankia do? More value than Orion. Pretty nifty. Caster did nothing. Honestly, Orion's pretty wild. I don't know if this build would have done well against most Kislev builds. A couple Wildwood Rangers are nice tech though. There's just not a lot of cavalry, however. I don't know, this build feels kind of thin. Because armored Kossars could just outshoot these guys. You're really relying on Orion to get a lot of poke damage. I guess if I take a Frostworm, Orion can probably skewer them. But the mix-ups kind of screwed him over here. Yeah, Kislev is 100% the Riders of Rohan. They show up, they route everything, done. Bullying. It's just a good build, man. It puts people in their place. You have to go for the Cav Max. Because people are always like, surely he doesn't Cav Max again. I'll just go a build that dies to Cav Max. It's fine. Go Nurgle? Never. I did have a few Nurgle days. There's some streams of it, but I'm trying to play some of the less played factions. Kislev and Tomb Kings were 2 that I have not played in a long time. What can elves do against such reckless hate? Unironically, Zotes. They're kind of hype. Oh, what is wrong with my leaderboard, bro? Ah, crap. My leaderboard is kind of janking. That's a bug. I would blame the vibe coding, but this one's on me. Yeah, Wood Elves do actually go Zotes fairly often. I've been playing Slaanesh recently, and you're struggling to understand when you want Forsaken over Slaangors. Slaangors are cheaper and seem to trade better into almost everything. But that's when they get to fight, right? So you're comparing a unit that is obviously the better melee fighter against one that is stronger against their typical Slaaneshi counters. So like, we actually had a game versus Slaanesh earlier, which showed a perfect example where Forsaken would do well. The armor will save them. The armor and the low entity count, it saves them from dying against wind spells. Like any teardrop shape spell. Those kinda wreck Slaangors. And it means you just kind of need Forsaken. Some heavy cavalry also do pretty well versus Slaangors. But the best way to figure it out is to just play more Slaanesh. So just keep running Slaangors until you hit players that know how to deal with them. And when your Slaangors start feeling useless, then start taking Forsaken. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. But as it stands right now, it doesn't seem like you're actually running into that. So keep running Slaangors, man. Just keep running them. Let's see here. And also, Forsaken are not bad at trading. Forsaken are basically... They're basically the same as Slaangors. The only downside is, like, they're slightly less DPS heavy. And they cost 100 gold more, which is the biggest thing. Obviously, if Forsaken cost 700, we would be spamming them into the horizon. That would be a pretty ludicrous value for them. Okay, so... Opt for a message. It's equal to match message. I see. I see where I did the whoopsie-doopsies. Yeah, it should be this. Whoopsie-doopsies. I did a bad programming. You guys think I can sneak it in? Should I update my code live? Any software developers out there just horrified at what I'm about to do? The temptation is killing me. Honestly, it's pretty low stakes. Worst case, someone messages me like, hey, the bot's not responding. And I'm like, yeah, just give me a second. Give me a second. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm feeling crazy today. Open in Explorer. Yep, let's just stop the bot right now. And just do a little bit of a drag and drop, just like so. Start the bot up again. And none will be the wiser. Someone stop him. YOLO. Hey, attack speed and joy. Happy to have you here. Representing the YouTube chat. YouTube got some strong players. And it's done. It's already been pushed. It's live. I can't believe it. Master coder right here. God, that is not something you should do. But hey, I'm just a dude making a fun little program. All right, people have done worse for larger projects. Pushing it live isn't so bad when you only have like 10 users. Hey, 15. Thank you very much. Big difference. That's a 50% increase. We in a vibe coding meta. Oh boy. Look, it's rapid development, okay? I could spend the next year making the perfect bot, but why don't I just keep throwing on janky patches until it eventually gets there? Who needs expandability when you have no intention of expanding? Until you do. We can suffer the consequences later, though. It's okay. I'm talking like I'm in a losing domination game. It's okay, no one messaged me, okay? No one actually noticed. And if they did, they're not telling me. Have to see you chilling at the new place. Dude, it's so nice. It's so nice. There's a few issues, but give it a month. I'm like fully settled in. And I will hopefully have some editors. I might have like 2 people helping me out. If you guys are interested, by the way, I should start advertising again. But I am looking for an editor. If you guys would like to be paid to make Warhammer videos, message me. Even if you don't know what you're doing, but if you have a lot of free time, I will teach you for free. Okay, I just need like literally any help. Because right now it takes too long to make these videos. You're missing the background ambulances? You missed the one earlier. There was one like 30 minutes ago. Sounds like it works for CA. I wish I could say my code was better, but it is so much worse. You'd like to help? Message me on Discord. I will pay you proportional to your help. We can figure out a price that is fair. But now that I actually have videos that are doing well, I can put up like actual editor prices without needing to worry about going bankrupt. It's great. The opportunity is crazy. But unfortunately, I only like recently-ish started looking. So I'm a little behind. Little behind. But it's okay. I'll start. Like, next month is the month of crazy video production. Chill, Mr. Richman. Yo, honestly though, this could actually be a career. I can have employees, man. Like real employees that have to file taxes for me paying them. It is mind-blowing. I just need to finish the last step of like making more videos of the same quality as the last one. It's so close, man. It's so close. I've been in this business for like 5 years now, and I'm finally gonna have a job. Well, finally gonna have a well-paying job. It'll be sick. Just don't pay. The classic. Oh man. Oh, it's so exciting though. Charitable donations. Does your company provide dental coverage? I don't have dental coverage. Actually, technically I do, because the government takes pity on me. So technically I have dental coverage, but I think I can't get it to you guys unless you become a dependent. Something along those lines, and you probably have to live in Canada too. Are you hiring? Yes, we're looking for editors. Good editors or people who want to learn how to edit. Yeah, looking for a traditional job sounds like butts, man. At least I don't have to be worried about my boss firing me. Ent is adopting. I'll marry Ent. Dang, you guys are fast. Give me the coverage. Oh boy, the desperation. Yeah, are we gonna get the top 4 sometime soon? Outer Region and Chosen are still facing off. We have to wait on them. But yeah, YouTube Shorts would be hype. Honestly, if you just go through my videos, here's the thing, okay? YouTube Shorts don't pay that much, unfortunately. But I would totally let people make shorts for me, YouTube Shorts. Just send me the video file, and I will pay you 100% of the money I make off of the short that you produce. Unfortunately, YouTube Shorts give like barely any money, okay? You can have like, you know, 10,000 views and you make like $10 off of the shorts. But the offer still stands. And if you actually know what you're doing, I'll pay you a proper amount. But anyways, it's a big decision, obviously. We'll wait for the Discord messages to come in. I just need to keep advertising it. I keep forgetting to. So a lot of there actually are probably a few people who would be interested, but just don't know that I'm searching. We'll see. We'll give it some time. Right now, this month is all about moving in. It's the next month where things get spicy. Is that why YouTube is pushing shorts so hard? YouTube is pushing shorts because you can get a lot of viewers on it, but they haven't figured out how to advertise on it properly yet. But it's obviously something that's really big. So maybe in the, like, you know, early days of YouTube, at like ad revenue is just not a thing. But companies will totally sponsor YouTube shorts for like thousands of dollars. It's crazy. Oh, Sophie, thank you so much for the Swiss francs.
Hello dear future employer. This is a bride is to at least read my resume before throwing it in the bin.
It's a bride. It's our bride. Bribe, obviously. Alright, send that resume. I can do what all employers do. Just ghost ya. Imagine. I get lots of messages. I just don't respond to a single one. How cruel would that be? You won't believe the amount of no context clips I have for shorts. You only do YouTube large. Are we waiting for opponent? We're waiting for the top 4. I've qualified for semifinals. We're waiting on Outer Region, Chosen, Ponty, and Martin to finish their matches. As soon as those are done, I think top 4 should be set. We'll get back to you by next week. Brutal. Yo, it's crazy, man. One of my siblings got their resume turned down after they were already employed. It's wild. But yeah, they got turned down for the position they were currently working at 4 years at that point. Bureaucracy. Sometimes a done goof. Is the bot broken again? No, it has to wait for some matches to finish. If there is a chance you can qualify, it will wait before the top 4 is decided. Let me check though. Was there an error message? I don't see no error messages. I think we're still good. Bot should be good. But Trizik, I will let you know if I need 2 maps. I guess that's still pretty sus though, right? As a tournament host. I'm letting Trizik choose the maps. What if there's hella bias? It's better than me choosing the maps though, right? Oh my gosh. Alexia on fire. Jeez. That's how it feels though. I remember even just getting a part-time position. You just spam the resumes. Oh my gosh, Sophie! Welcome to the crew!
At your service!
Thank you, thank you. It's actually very much appreciated. I would like to reinvest a lot of the earnings into hiring people so I can get more videos out with your donations, but unfortunately right now I think most of the donations are going towards like I don't know, milk, more milk. Although I haven't been getting that much milk lately. So I ended up moving back closer to my parents again. And the parental instincts, they're just shoveling Costco purchases down my throat, man. They're just like, welcome back, son. Have you considered Costco croissants? Croissants. Would you like to take some of these bags of food? We're just a couple people. We can't eat it all. Have you eaten enough fruit? I have 50 tangerines to offload, and they're gonna go bad if you don't take them. So you're gonna feel bad if you turn this down. It is great, and also it's obviously more great than it's a pain, but also sometimes I want something other than tangerines. Green screen is because I'm in the parents' basement. Oh man, dude, honestly the savings are pretty wild, but I am a free man now. I did live at home for a long time. I've said it multiple times before. The only reason I can do YouTube is because I was privileged enough to live at home with my parents without going insane. I am fully aware a lot of people are not able to do that. And anyone who asks me about YouTube, I tell them to make sure that they are very financially secure first. Just privileged man. Also, we're still waiting on one more match to finish, but then top 4 should be set. Very exciting. It seems like it's me, Ponty, Chosen, and Caradoc. Berserk did not make it. Going all random did not do it. Get a milk or two? Oh my gosh, Brian hung with the 20?
Get you a milk or two.
Dude, that's like 9 bags of milk, bro. It's like actually milk for like 3 months. That's American dollars too, holy crap. Thank you very much. Actually though, jeez. Maybe I'll make some mashed potatoes. Dude, it's been a while. It's been a while since I made some good mash. That's enough to cover the butter and the potatoes and the milk. And MSG. Yo, MSG and potatoes, man. That's a winning play. And I'm up against Caradoc again. Now he knows my build, though. What am I gonna do now? Yo, alright, more Caradoc bullying time. And then we have Chosen versus Ponty. Very exciting. Hey, and my patch worked. My little bit of code that I added in. Hell yeah. I hope Ponty beats Chosen. That would be great. But yeah, top 4 has started. We're on a 4-game winning streak. Let's make it 6 and call it a day. There they are. The map is Whirling Maelstrom. All right. Now the question is, do I change anything about my build? 9 bags, what? I think like it'd be closer to 8 bags of milk. So like usually you buy milk in like unless I'm forgetting the price. But yeah, they come in bags of 3. Right? It's a big bag that you get that's blue, and inside are individual bags. Oh, never mind. Oh no, I was very off. Yeah, it's like $6.50 for 3 bags of milk. That's like 2. If you round heavily, that's like $2 per bag of milk. That's crazy, man. You got me like, yeah, like actually, like 8 bags of milk. It's the I don't know. I don't know what causes it to be this way, but good for me. What happened to make Canada like this? I don't know, man. I think there's only like 4 areas in the world that have milk bags. Is it more efficient though? Is it better for the environment to have bagged milk instead of carton milk? Space efficiency wise, well then I think it gets carried around in milk crates though. So I don't know if it actually is really that space efficient compared to cartons. It's like 60 cents for a pack of milk here. Dang. Your faith in Ponty wasn't great there, bud. I think Chosen's one of the top 4, man. They're terrifying. And they get to counterpick with 3, which is really good for them. Yeah, I really wonder how Caradoc's gonna change their build though. Don't Canadians also pour milk from bags 2 cartons though? No, are you crazy? You crazy, man? I don't know, maybe some people, but no, we put the milk bags in a milk bag holder purposely designed to hold bags of milk. This sounds insane, but it is how it is how we do. But there are cartons here. I don't think it's as cost efficient though. I don't know. My family always went for the bags. Are you Canadian? Yes, but my parents are Vietnamese. Anyways, but yeah, we do have the milk bag emote with holder and everything. Yo, Caradoc is obviously changing their build. I think they're terrified, man. I think they don't want to die to a Kislev Cat Max again. Fun fact, if they hide in the trees, my spell will give my cavalry strider, so it actually won't save them. Is Canadian milk made to be as tasteless as American milk? I have no idea. Look, if you're a milk connoisseur, we're probably not getting high-grade milk. Okay, I'm just here for the calories. Come on, Caradoc. Give me your worst. It should be like 3 Zotes, 10 spears. Is that even doable? Almost, I think. No, you need a lord. 2 Zotes and 10 spears and nothing else. Yo, honestly, I have no taste in when it comes to like fine cuisine. I've eaten at so many sushi places, I can't tell the difference, man. I read the reviews, they're like, you know what, it's good enough, but this is very low grade sushi, you know. I've been to better sushi places. I'm like, I can't tell the difference, man. It's just fish. It's just fish. Maybe one day. Once I can get the Raid Shadow Legends sponsors, I'll be here snacking on my caviar. I don't know, what else do rich people do? On my yacht, streaming from the yacht. Wood Elf players always pivot to the Zotes in doubt. When in doubt. Unironically. It's a nice trump card. You will know when the fish is bad. But like, will I know when the fish is good? Oh hey, he's ready. Okay, so you guys are saying there's a threshold. I think I need to get the gas station sushi to really know. I haven't gone that far, thankfully. Although, honestly, sushi in a box is not super worth. All you can eat for life, man. Stuff my face as much as I want. It feels like I'm getting value by eating instead of losing value. Small YouTuber mindset. Alright, here we go. If you were listening, you could probably hear that I changed literally nothing about my build. Ready? Good luck, have fun. I just want to see what he goes for, alright? If they think I've done the mix-ups, they have not played against me enough. Your boy Anticity does not mix up. He doubles down. Value trading with sushi is insane. I think my rough metric is like what? $1 per sashimi salmon. So like, you know, if you go to like a cheap all you can eat, cheaper, right? Let's say it's like $40, $35 for like hella cheap. You could totally eat like just a block of salmon and you make your money back. I promise one day, guys, I will treat myself out. Although I have been to some nice sushi places. Look, I'm not like a mega welfare guy. I just don't have taste in food. All right. If you want to know where the money goes, it goes into the PC setup. Every few years, drop a couple thousand on a nice gaming rig. Although this one that I won, I've been using for like a few years now, right? How old is this PC? When was Creative Assembly's thingamajig? It was yeah, is this like 2-year-old? 3 years old? Also crap, did I ready too soon? Ready. Oh, okay. Oh, eesh. All right. Interesting. The Hawk Rider meta? Okay. He still has infantry, though. He has the Sisters of Twilight. I could have taken the Rampage on Mother Estankia, but I don't think it's needed. Interesting. So, how does this play out? Triple Hawk Ride. Okay. Mother Estankia does have a range attack. There is a branch rate with the Melkots. So I'm just gonna play keep away at first. And just kind of play super annoying. Damage mitigate my way to victory. Get the skirms going. If they can just poke at these birds a little bit, we're fine. And then they shouldn't be able to actually secure points, right? Whoa! Nice. They hit the wrong target. The trees are mine. Okay, yeah, we'll just capture this point. I'll stall this point a little bit. Well, this Stankia should be okay, and then I'll just maybe overrun this little force if we can. Gotta be a little careful about them archers. Yeah, I think we just gotta back it up a little bit. Gets another pot shot from the Sisters of Twilight. They're really not doing that much, though. The question is, can I just kill this little pocket? This is a interesting strategy from the Wood Elves. How much money would they have right now? A decent amount, but not enough to survive this push. At least I don't think so. This is a lot of dudes. Skirmishers are here. So they're just gonna bully them. And okay, we're gonna have a little bit of cavalry. Just some wild riders, nothing too crazy. I got my lancers coming though. Were you gonna charge in? That would be crazy. That would be truly absurd. Oh dang, this map goes way back. Okay, we're gonna maybe catch out some wild riders if we're lucky. Very nice. Do a little bit of a pullback maneuver. Whoop. Some more expensive cavalry has arrived though. I think I just want to play it a little further back. Will they decide to go into melee though is the real question. And will I be able to kill this little pocket? I guess we'll see. Let's pull them back again. It is but a single archer. Nothing too insane. But here's the thing. I don't think a single archer is going to be able to cut it. Fly through their ranks, my cavalry. fly through. Not the best charge in the world. Could have been slightly better, but still fairly good for me, I'd say. So that should be the archers dead. And I should be able to get this point very soon. There we go. Very nice. Mother Stankia with the Mega Blitz. Wood Elf Infantry, man. They do not really stand much of a chance against such reckless terror. There goes another spear unit. Dude, they're dropping like flies, man. They thought the spears would do something. No way, Jose, good sir. No way, Jose. Mother Stankia still has missile resist buffs, by the way. Jeez Louise. What a bloody massacre. Let's reset the vigor on my boys, too. Very nice. I got a solid triple cap going on now. This is very similar to the last game, just the engagement took a little longer to go down. But yeah, those poor guys. We have a few dudes here, though. And they're holding fairly well. Oh, crap. I forgot a cav unit. No wonder things are a little awkward. I forgot a whole unit of cavalry. Value trading is slightly down for me, too. But I think we're okay. Actually, you know what? No, they're kind of coming back. I have to be a little careful then. Just a smidge. Yeah, forgetting that one cav unit might be my downfall. Though on a triple cap like this, it's going to be very hard for them to recapture points. Of course, I got my horse archers here. Gonna chuck another one of these. Just gotta route off the spears and we're good. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for the kill on Mother Stankia, but so be it. There we go. That's a big route. And this should be interesting. How does this go? Oh, the Wild Riders are pretty dead. I'm gonna have more chunky cavalry coming in. And I think the late game is just super in my favor. These guys have spent a lot of their ammunition too. So I don't think they're very comfortable with the situation. I can make use of my rallying cavalry also. And if I wanted to, I can even use my horse archers to get some cycle charging. But what's he planning? What's it planning here? Sylvan Knights! Wow, that's a wild play. Okay. Must have saved up a pretty penny for those. I think we'll just back it up. Oh, hey, passive trigger, tell you. That's a pretty good win spell. We do win on a one cap now. Mother Stankia just running. Very nice. Oh, we got this around though. Mother Stankia, run! Run, lady, run! Oh, she's probably gonna die. Yeah. Good play from my opponent. But Mother Stankia does barely manage to live. It's gonna be pretty nasty. Unfortunately for me, though, I am slowly running out of units. Actually, quite quickly running out of units. Let's check out a heal over here. Don't know how I feel about those archers, but it seems like they're probably doing well enough. Do I have a cav unit to summon in? I have a snow leopard. Mother Stankia will do okay though. Pretty okay cav charge. Nothing too much to love. I do have a Griffin Legion over here. If I can just stop this point from being captured for a little bit longer, I think we're good. And Kislev does have some very annoying cavalry that just kind of refuse to break. Mother Stankia comes back too. How terrible for my opponent. And I should be able to get a horse archer here also. Now he has to decide, what are you going to do about Mother Stankia? Yeah, nah, I think this one's over. Unless they manage to steal this point. But with the cavalry getting in there, it's going to be a little sketchy. Let's turn on the guard mode. I should have just parked my archers. There's a little bit of a misplay on my end. So it could have just been shooting. Can I get one more spell? One last spell for the road. Very nice. And we got this point secured. It's going to be a little too long before my opponent can actually retake any points. I think we won it. Though it's going to be a little close. They did take this one, but at 1,250, it's not super great. Now I want to have a whole winged lancer here. And most of their expensive cavalry's all dead. Much closer this time, though. Much, much closer. They could have very well won this. But yeah, Lord lost penalty. Look at these ambushers, man. They're just going to chill there. Not as much bullying as last time, though. I will say. They did well. They did well. I took a little bit of a sketchy fight. Run, horse archers, run. Alright, what are you planning, though? Dude, those ambushers. Buy our blood, absolutely cooking. I think I'll just buy our blood these stag knights over here. Give them a little bit of that downhill charge action. That way they can't get on the point. He's going to try and stop me with a little bit of a rear charge, but Lord lost penalty means nothing to me. So there's buy our blood. It did trigger fairly quickly because of that rear charge. But now he's down to about a minute to take back a point. And that's going to be a little too long. Yeah, there's a big route. Very nice. Wild Hunters of Kurnos, a little too expensive. They won't capture this even if I just leave it alone. And I can stall it a little longer if I really, really want to. Whoop. Just play keep away. That's how you do this. I'm playing Kislev like vampire counts. Just as a zombie tide. Infinite zombie tide. Yeah, you're not gonna catch me. We're too fast. Fast little Kislevites over here. We got another buy our blood unit. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is so brutal. I didn't even take a great engagement. My engagement could have been slightly better, but yeah, it's just a little bit too much for Caradoc. It's even to the point where we're almost up trading. But that's going to be it. GG. Well played to my opponent. The glory is ours again. This is a very good matchup for Kislev. Their infantry are just kind of weak sauce. Now, some of them got a lot of value because I did not take a great fight over there. The Hawk Riders were kind of interesting. I think he could have tried sniping Mother Estankia a bit earlier. I definitely took the fight a bit early, though. I think if both sides played perfectly, it would be... yeah, it would be kind of shush. The Cav tied. Yeah, no cats. I really wanted to get the cats in, but... yeah. So dang, Mother Estankia gets a lot of value. 1,600 just from her range attacks. $1,600 from her range attacks is pretty solid. That and her wind blast spells. Because I was also using the speed amp for my cavalry. Fire blood is just too strong. Kislev's not a top tier faction though. I've been getting relatively good matchups. And I think we'll really see how strong Kislev is when I face Chosen. She shoots like a mortar on that sled. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. If you like maximize the shots and really micro it, it might just destroy worlds. Ambushers was a bad call-in, by the way. Though they got a lot of value, it was way too risky. I should not have risked that. They're also a unit of infantry, which we abhor. And Chosen is ready. He's ready. Chosen gets to counterpick me with 3 factions. So this is the raid boss. I cannot meme against Chosen. I can, but obviously that would be a bad idea. It's a big wide open flat map though. You've been a stank believer for a long time. It's pretty good. A little expensive though, like 1900 is a lot. Considering if you have a spellcaster fighter lord, you want them to pay more than themselves. And we don't really see that. But alright, let's see what Chosen decides to go for. Let's get this game done and go from there. Call it a day. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Friday already? Ooh. Gonna have some time to edit over the weekend, maybe. Next video is in like pre-production right now. It's gonna be a while before it goes up. Still have so much unpacking to do. So much. Tactical reserve. Dude, if I just didn't forget the cavalry, we would have done so well. Oh yeah, Haunted Vale. Imagine Chosen just picks like the 3 elf factions. That would be a flex. Watch streak reach. Noble Naldor on the 20 stream. Oh my gosh. I just caught that one. Dang, man. It's crazy that because of the long stream gap that we had where I just didn't stream for a whole week. Still sticking around, man. Really appreciate it. Slaanesh. I would love to see how Chosen decides to play against Slaanesh. Or against Kislev with Slaanesh. Slaanesh is good, but they're not great versus Kislev. I will say, by the way, Chosen is one of the best players in the game, but they tend to play factions with lower skill ceilings. Like their playstyle and their faction choice, it's pretty infantry heavy, I find. Which is generally quite good, and it beats even the best of players. But I feel like it doesn't flex their micro. I feel like they could get more done. But who am I to argue with the results? We could see a very infantry-heavy Slaanesh. It's also just fairly good against the Cav Max, having like just a nice, well-rounded build. Ogre Kingdoms would be wild. We're gonna see a rogue Ogre Kingdoms. If they go for Wood Elves, I'm just picking Wood Elves though. I need to practice my counter picking. If I was Chosen though, I would totally go Vampire Coast, Vampire counts, and like... let's see. I think there's one more super hard counter to Kislev. What? Coast counts and... I don't think Tomb Kings beats Kislev. Do they beat Kislev? My gut tells me Tomb Kings probably have an okay fight versus Kislev. But maybe not. Tomb Kings are kind of fully reliant on their uptrading and monsters right now. So if you just go like a standard Kislev build and shoot them to death, I think you're good. Factions with high skill ceilings. We're talking like lots of cavalry, kite play, that kind of stuff. Any faction that doesn't use so much infantry. So like I think Betonia is a really high skill ceiling faction. Because if you micro your cavalry there perfectly, it's great. Same with Slaanesh. Even Vampire Coast to an extent with the dog micro. I think Coast with perfect dog micro can get a lot of work done. Because they're already a really strong faction. But yeah, usually they're playing more meaty dudes. Chosen got that Command and Conquer and StarCraft micro. Interesting. They definitely play really quickly. It's almost impossible for me to catch one of their cavalry units exposed. Should have gone for the Zote pivot. I'm surprised Caradoc still went for elves. Or like not elves, for archers. Even though one archer is a liability. Although they did get a good amount of value. Norska, Slaanesh, and Nurgle. The rematch. I lost to their Nurgle last time. In theory, because I misplayed, but maybe Nurgle is too much. Nurgle does do pretty good versus Empire. No, I'll play Kislev versus Slaanesh. Or do I take the Nurgle? Okay, in my head, Kislev should be quite good versus Nurgle. Redeem the hydrate? Dang, been a while. Thank you. Are we cooking? So Nurgle has a lot of that high armor. They got a lot of single entities, all very annoying. The map is Haunted Vale, which is a very wide map. I'm playing versus Nurgle, man. You know what? Worst case, Chosen shows me how to play Nurgle. Elemental Bear time? That's a little too wild. But yeah, I think this Stoat's fine. I'm very interested to see what they decide to do here. Nurgle is a pretty strong faction. They got a lot of missile resist dudes. Heart of Winter. I don't expect a blob fight. Looking forward to the Nurgle stream though. There's a good chance that we get nerged here. There's a very good chance we get mega nerged. I accept my fate. But yeah, come on though. Come on. Kislev should be able to fight the Nurgs. It's a good perfect spend. Kislev should be able to fight the Nurgs. They ain't that bad, right? It's not like you can flank with this cavalry or anything. We'll see. There is a non-zero chance I get absolutely dumpstered. Chosen, of course, is quite the extraordinary player. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I only need this. It should be pretty good. Let's try it. Give me a worse, Chosen. Why aren't bear sleds an auto win in this matchup? I'm pretty sure they should be quite good. I think the only reason they're non-auto win is because if you tech against it really hard, you can get a lot of like single entities to burn ammo, a lot of shields. Kislev is not like Empire with war wagons. They don't have that raw DPS to actually kill like a full corn army. With the sleds alone, they have to use their single entities. But Chosen's so good at microing their single entities that it kind of put me in a tough position. Quad Beasts of Nurgle counter. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. I'm fighting a Chosen of Nurgle. Dang, man, that's pretty good. Yeah, I do really wonder how this is gonna play out. Personally, I think this is probably, I don't know. I feel like this matchup might be kind of even. This is one of the situations where Nurgle's not bad. We're gonna do some build yoinking for sure. If it's just like a bunch of infantry though, what are you gonna do? Just like a bunch of infantry. It's not the best, right? How are they gonna kill me? Is it gonna be a build up? Nurgle build up strats can be pretty terrifying. Overwhelming amount of infantry. I feel like I got a pretty solid one though. Trying to think. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that deals with that. Nurgle mobility is some of the weakest in the game. Even though the high armored, my cavalry should just severely upgrade them, right? They got toads and they got some chaos knights, but chaos knights are real jank. Elemental bear. That would be so funny though. There are situations where an elemental bear would do well here. But knowing Chosen, I think they'll always have some reserve horsemen. But yeah, my money is on maybe some sort of build-up strat. This is fun though, because we played this matchup before, so now the mind games get going. Some very fun mind games. Do plague bearers just eat charges for days? Not really. Plague bearers are much weaker to cavalry charges because they don't have armor. So, or Kislev cavalry charges. I think if they really wanted to make my cav charges feel weak, it would be like Chaos Warriors. Most of Chaos Warriors. Pestigors have that slow. I don't know if it triggers much against Kislev though. Yeah, we'll see. I think we'll both just play a very clean game. I don't think Chosen's gonna do anything crazy either. I think they're just going to just play very cleanly. So I need to have the right build to beat theirs, and I need to play very clean myself. But if I were to try and beat this build as Nurgle, I would feel a little uncomfortable. I don't think I would be like, hell yeah, smooth sailing for days. Why aren't bear sleds auto? Oh, I already read that. Whoopsies, Twitch chat too slow. I keep reading the same message. You can ask all the questions you want. I'm free. If he beats me with quad beasts of Nurgle, do I have to retire again? That would be devastating. And they're ready. So I can be Chosen in matchups that I'm very familiar with. This is one that they're very familiar with. We're just rocking the fact that I am pretty comfortable facing Nurgle most of the time. Not exactly the best position to be. So I'm in their home field advantage. And I just need to not get surprised, not get baited into awkward situations. I think they like to run Buna here. Something that I forgot about, but I don't think I'll have too many opportunities where they can Buna my face. Of course, Nurgle takes its time. Yeah, that was a little bit of a long build process. 11 units is good though. It means that my fairly elite forces here can get some good work done. Just gonna get the little Grom into position, and it's a very straightforward build. I got little Grom, I got my cavalry, I got a Miska Lord. There's not a whole lot going on here. The idea is I just kind of wear them down with the little Grom. It can snipe out anything that is expensive. We have things in the woods for armor. And a lot of cavalry to support this core. Now, I do think a build-up would be pretty good against this. But I don't think it's an auto-win by any means. Okay, so he does have Buna, so we're just gonna keep the Griffin Legion away. And opt for some cheaper units instead. We're just gonna park over here. These guys can start repositioning a little bit. Soul Blight's a weird one. I don't know how Soul Blight factors in. And it's just gonna be a Noxbringer build, which is not too bad. So, will the Toads of Nurgle be able to dodge this little Grom shot? The answer is yes. Well played. Use the terrain to his advantage. Let's just get into our position here. So I just want to build up the cavalry, but not expose them to the brutality that is Buna. Lord is working these guys, though. And there's not a whole lot to actually protect them. Might be able to get a pot shot here with the Lil Grom. Honestly, my Lord is getting a lot of value. Whoop! Dodged a little late, but the Noxbringer did not land the hit, thank goodness. Very nice, we've gotten our capture points. And the question is, can I kill the Noxbringer? I don't think I can. Dude, my Lord is just farming these Pestigors up. Just some more nibbles. Oh crap, not dodging the Noxbringer though. I can dodge him. There we go. And we even got a hit. Very nice. That's not too bad. If I can prevent most of the damage on the Noxbringer, I'm pretty happy with myself. I just have to keep tapping that button to see where he is shooting and then dodge away. He's a little too far. He's still gonna land a couple hits though. But Lil Grom can hurt him pretty bad. Ouch, 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 bro. Just did a massive volley with these horsemen. Might be able to punch him back though. Okay, let's dodge. Oh, did he retarget? No. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good spell castings. Lord took a little bit of damage though. We also bullied his horsemen, however. So that's not too bad. And we're gonna dodge again. Lil Grom can keep taking pot shots. We do have the double cap. A very pitched tussle. Lil Grom hurts though. Hurts quite a bit against those guys. And Noxbringer will eventually run out of ammunition. And when it does, I have an advantage. So there's another shot. I think a lot of those hit the tree actually. Here we go. Just keep dodging. Just keep dodging. These Noxbringer shots are very far away. Oh, did he retarget? Last second retarget? Ooh. Alright, pretty good dodge. He's gonna live. And he does have Nurglings, a unit that I don't respect very much. That's quite nice. Another pretty decent dodge. Noxbringer's at 1/3 ammunition. So I'm sitting fairly comfortable here. Just gotta dodge a few more shots is all. And if I can get some pot shots on the Noxbringer and damage it, that'll help a lot too. Interesting that we see a Kaizek summon though. Now will he go for the big push now? I don't think so. Oh, I didn't get that dodge though. Very unfortunate. But we're still doing okay. It's another little Grom shot. Maybe we can hit some Pestigors. Gonna dodge some of that volley, thankfully. Woo! A little spicy over there. Some Pestigors are in, and here comes the big fight. Okay. It's time. So I need a alley-oop. Wrong unit, crap. A little unfortunate. Let's loop around with our cavalry a little bit. See to not get flanked and I'll be okay. Lord can certainly get in there though. And I'm going to have two little icy boys get in. That's a pretty good Miska, I'd say. Should help me out fairly well. It's just about taking this fight over here on this flank side well enough. We do have a lot of Pestigors. Looks like his Noxbringer be dying though. That's very good. And we can use this to retarget some toads. I still have all my guns alive, which is the most important thing. Okay, nice. Noxbringer's taking a lot of deeps. Pestigor should suffer pretty hard to these dudes. Let's charge them in. We have a lot to micro here. That's pretty interesting Grom shot. Don't know if that worked out for me though. Once I get another Miska, however, he's gonna be in some trouble. You can see my me holding the points here is working out very well though. Nice, nice. I think we're doing it. Yeah, dude, the kitty cats actually kind of murdered that poor thing. And then if I chuck out a Miska over here, well, that's just gonna be the end of him, yeah? Chucks out a little bit of a debuff, no problem for me. Isaac is not doing very much. We got the capture point, we got the Miska. I think we did it, people. Kislev, a little too hardy. I had to dodge a lot. I did have to dodge a lot. But yeah, I did not go for the single entity max this time, which worked out really well because last time Kaiser kind of murdered that. But yeah, now I have the capture point, and indeed Nurgle is not indestructible. I can sleep at night. Honestly, I was kind of terrified. I thought he was gonna absolutely cook me, but at the end of the day, you see what I mean by low agency builds? Chosen's micro is insane, but if you just have the right build against them, you can still get the win. GG, well played, man. Kind of spooky, kind of spooky. Noxbringer, though, reduced value. Look at that. Noxbringer got nothing, man. My Streltsy lived the whole game. He needs to get closer, and when he does that, he gets shot by Little Grom. Little Grom with the casual 1400, insane. Plague Toads just died. We learned playing Nurgle into Kislev that the Miska and the Ice Witch just delete Plague Toads for breakfast. And the Halberds were a good choice. I really liked how well they did. They felt almost unbreakable. I don't think a single one of them routed. And when you're going for Pestigors for the armor piercing, having the Halberds just really mitigates their value. GG, Chosen. Furies, same situation. And yeah. Yeah, Kislevite Warriors are perfect for Nurgle. Kaizak was a weird one. I think he just Hail Mary maybe to try and kill my Lord. The Horsemen, he got a lot of value with this Horseman. This is what I'm saying, right? The Horsemen were technically pretty countered the whole game, but they still paid for themselves. Like, Chosen could totally just take a bunch of Horsemen and just micro like a god, but those builds have counters too. Overall, well played though. GG. I did it. And I got a little Grom win too. Magnificent. Oh, man. Ah, he was stacking the damage resist with the Soul Blight. Oh, that's kind of nifty. It's still not going to save you against cav charges everywhere, but yeah, that is nifty. This is not cav maxing, my G. If I went for the cav max, he would have killed me with Buna like he did last time. Buna's so annoying when you're cav maxing. They just play keep away, kill your expensive cav, and then you have nothing left. I think I almost lost to a quad Beast of Nurgle build, but it has not gone me just yet. Yeah, that Buna on this one Griffin Legion really hurt, but then the other one's cooked. Also, the kitty cats killing the Noxbringer, amazing. They're actually really... They're kind of hype, man. They're kind of hype. Nice. Well, never doubted. Easy. I was so stressed. Revenge for the world championship. A slight revenge. I need to beat him in the next world championship. Although technically them beating me was revenge for the last world championship. It's just revenge on revenge on revenge. But very nice. Well, GG. That was fun. Kislev is a strong faction, it turns out. I don't think they're a world beater, but they can kind of tussle in most situations. A lot of people are not used to rushing into those Kislev boxes either. So if they just slightly misplay it, it can get real ugly. And especially on maps like that, where it's relatively close capture points and pretty flat. That way Lil Grom can actually cover 2 points at the same time and you're not stuck running around to get points back. Yeah, they've been strong for a while. And we got a tournament point. Awesome. Nice. Well, that's going to be it for me today. A victory in the books. Kislev. Honestly, they're also one of the best new player factions too. Would highly recommend. But tomorrow, I'll figure out what faction we're playing next. We have a lot of different factions. I could go the Zark's Zinch style again. I could just play Slaanesh and make sure I still know how to play Slaanesh. I have been losing a few games recently just because I'm so out of practice. Or maybe I go Chaos Dwarves, mix it up a bit. Chaos Dwarves are a really good counterpick faction that are nice to learn. Lots of options, but for now, we tap out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, people. Shout out to the Fleet Admirals and the Patreon supporters. Michael Phillip, Miss New Booty, Clint, Benjo, Calculandia, Obese Chicken, Pisano the Duck, Naldor, who is in chat, and the John brothers. Your support is very much appreciated. And I'll let us stream tomorrow. Same time as usual.